It's going to be an interesting one. Yo, what up, beautiful people of the world? My name is Kieran, or I go by Yuhi. Welcome to Yuhi Wellness. Welcome to the infancy of my brand and my channel. Something that I'm going to be documenting and sharing with you guys. Whoever is watching this, I hope that you're able to derive some sort of meaning, some sort of benefit from what I'm going to do here. I'm going to be showing everything that I'm doing, all the ways that I stay healthy, all the ways that I'm learning, how I'm going to continue to better my health, and how I'm going to use that to help other people better their health. And eventually how that's going to translate into creating digital products, creating a coaching framework, and creating something that's actually very tangible. And through that, I'm going to be showing my journey, going along with how I like to keep myself in shape, all the different disciplines that I like to use, and what frameworks that I'm going to be going on. I think one of the main things I should begin with is that I have set myself upon this journey I like to call sage mode. If any of you have seen Naruto, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Naruto learns to connect with the natural energy of the world and then unlocks a higher state, more powerful state where he is able to defeat even more powerful entities or characters. I tend to use the word entities and beings a lot, being a spiritual man myself. And that is basically at the heart of what all this is. It's a spiritual journey. It's an alchemical journey where I'm going to be transmuting all of the negative, all the bad, all those habits that I once had before into something that is beautiful and positive, and something that I can hopefully use to inspire other people who might be in a negative place in their lives. Basic framework of what I call sage mode for myself is to quit all bad habits that I had: smoking, drinking, weed, any sort of substances, any sort of dopamine sources, any quick dopamine sources that negatively impact your nervous system and how your body functions on a day-to-day basis. For me, I also believe in the practice of semen retention, the ancient yogic practice where you transmute sexual energy into something greater, into something strong, something creative, using that sacred divine fire, all the energy that you feel, that the yearning, the want, instead of wasting that, using that in unproductive ways, turning that into something that is actually meaningful. And for the past couple of years of my life, probably 3 or 4, I've done a lot of wasting. Not just through that means, but a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, finances, peace, sacrificing a lot of peace, and really finding some dark times within myself where I feel like I have nothing, or I truly believe that I have nothing. That's never the case. That is never the case. You always have something. You always have a chance. You always have one step further than you did yesterday. You know what they say, 1% every day equates to thousands of percents in a year. Now, personally, I'm entering month 3 of my sage mode journey, cutting all of these things out of my life. And it's been very tough, not having quick dopamine sources where I can go to when stressed. If I feel a certain urge or a certain pull, I have to reflect upon it, pull back, or put it into something better. And while my nervous system has been regulating and coming back to a baseline, that has been really tough. Very, very, very tough. The only thing that I've actually relapsed on is tobacco. Smoked tobacco probably twice in the past 2 months. I really began to document this, at least in a numerical sense, days around the 1st of January, around the new year, 2026. So that's basically when I'm going to put my benchmark of stopping all these things. And seeking more. And along with this, I've always wanted to teach. I've always wanted to coach. I've always wanted to have a platform where I can talk about the things that I love: grounding, sun, exercise, diet, and the deeper parts of what healing can be, in my opinion, not just on the physical sense, but also the mental, the spiritual, more of an alchemical sense. Taking something unrefined, ambition, passion, dreams, goals, transmuting that into something physical. And whereas I have spent lots of time wasted, I could already be at those points. I could already have those things I've always wanted. Except my path was different. Your path may be different. You may be down in the dumps right now. You may be deep in the dark right now. The dark nights of the soul. You find yourself in the void. You find yourself a bit hopeless. You find yourself wondering if any of this even really matters. It does matter. Anything that you think, you can create. All of those thoughts, however grandiose, however unrealistic, or otherworldly that they may seem, you can do it. You can do it, but it starts slowly. And that's why I'm going to document my journey. I know where I'm going to go. And by speaking and putting this in to an actual, tangible medium, you could say it's a good medium, now I can see it. I can look back and look at myself speaking and saying those things. So I would even recommend that. Put a camera up, whether you're going to post it or you want to be a coach, you want to have a framework, you want to have a business out of this, that's up to you. But it would be a good practice to put it up for yourself and say, I'm fucked up. I have all these things going wrong in my life. I do these things that are not so productive. And this is how I'm going to change. This is where I want to go. These are my dreams. These are my goals. These are my aspirations. And there are days I wake up now that I have embarked on this journey of regulating my dopamine system, my whole nervous system, my lymphatic system, getting everything back to a healthy baseline, getting my mental health right. I've had a lot of struggles with mental health. And this is going to be a little bit of a rambling video, but if you're sticking around this long, I appreciate you and love you. And I wish you the absolute best in your life. And just know that wherever you're at, you can get to the next level. You can raise yourself, raise that vibration, raise your habits up to a better place. And I've always sought a lot in my life. I've always thought of myself going places, traveling far, creating a successful business, doing all these things. And sometimes that pressure that you create for yourself, and personally I have found this, that stress and pressure that I have created within myself led me to escape, led me to develop a mindset where, oh, it's gonna happen, it'll get done, it'll do this, it'll do that. However, manifestation and creation does not come out of thin air. It does not happen immediately. It will not happen just because you want it to happen. It will happen because you put in the work, because you set upon the journey and find discipline within yourself. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I am the most disciplined man in the world. I am absolutely not. There are many things that I struggle with and have struggled with. And entering this month 3 of actually being detached from those escapism routes or those distractions, those things that kept me from truly honing in on my craft and my goals. Now, that's not to say I didn't make progress through those times. I was always spiritual. I was always thinking about my health. I was always thinking about the next stage. I was always making some progress here and then getting distracted. No progress, some progress. No progress, some progress, instead of a steady progress. And now I'm setting it within myself to get in that mental space of making steady progress. And whereas I would rot in my bed and use things or sit around at times in the way of escaping, running away from stress in my life, now I can see it as recovery or healing, changing your mind in the sense of how you view things. That is now changing my life. And I'm right in the middle of it. Even today, I didn't day trade. I woke up, I felt completely gassed, heavy, very heavy, calm, but also fragile and weak in a sense, like raw. Like I have stripped away the armor that was made through distractions. And that has left a raw feeling. I can't get up and do these things every damn day. I can't get up at 6 a.m. and trade to my best every day and then go do this, that. I have to realize right now it is not possible. It will be possible very shortly as my nervous system gets into a good place and my mind has recovered from certain areas of distraction or abuse. To get to that good place, to get to that neurological level where, okay, I can handle more stress. I can get up every day and do this. I don't have to rest as much. I don't have to reflect as much. It just becomes who you are. And that's at the stage that I'm at right now. The transitionary period from a once distracted, lost, sad, stressed out person into a disciplined, structured, calm, and powerful man. And however you find power, rest, and what you need to recharge, you mustn't feel bad for doing those things unless they are harming you and harming your future. I will get into the ways in which I have distracted myself more in the future of these videos. So anything that you put your time into that takes away from your path or what you set out for yourself, whatever that path may be. And for me, it has always been trading and health and fitness, wellness, ending up becoming a coach, creating something. You know, a couple years ago, I had created a website called Yuhi Health, where I was going to sell holistic products and market myself as a coach. However, that would have been premature as well. The idea was there. The dream was there. I knew what I wanted to do. However, it would have been premature for me because there was still holes within my armor. And I actualized that. I actualized the weakness in my armor by falling into these things. Falling into these negative cycles, draining cycles. And while my trajectory may have still been climbing, it looked more like this. Steady rise, fall, rise a little bit, fall harder. Steady climb for a bit, fall, fall. Steady climb. And even in that time, it may have been, boom, big surge of motivation. Crash, dip, crash, dip. Big surge of motivation. And if you analyze a chart in that sense, the overall trend line would still be going down or be flatlining instead of just a steady climb up. Okay, steady climb up. Okay, I had a dip in motivation there, whatever. Bounce back, kept steady, dip in motivation, steady. Oh, I'm feeling really good today. The trend line will be positive, and you will get to where either not necessarily as grandiose as you may imagine, because our mind may paint pictures that are actually physically impossible. Somewhere better. It's all about improvement. Not necessarily, I have to have 100 million in my bank account. I need to be the best goddamn looking person around. I need to be the most mentally strong person to ever exist. It is all about improving within yourself, being comfortable with the losses, and giving yourself grace in the sense of, okay, I may have wasted time here. I may have given too much of myself here. Now what can I do? However, I even look back to the times where I was wasting time and stressed and all this and doing this, giving too much to girls and all that. You know, falling into all the traps that a young man may fall into. I still have lessons and positive things that I can take from those. Life experience. You know, risk taking. Confidence. Understanding that I could die at any day. I could die at any night. And I'm okay with that. And as wild as that may sound, that will actually help me to take these risks further. Okay, I already went to the void. I already went to that abyss. What is this to me? Learning how to communicate with people. I might not have been in the best jobs that I wanted, serving, grocery store, all that. But I learned how to communicate. It may not have been the best use of my time, but I learned soft skills. Learned how to be personable. Learned how to project my voice. Learned how to stand on my 10 toes without folding. Find the positive within these things that may have seemed negative or as wastes. Even if it comes to substances or doing this and that. You know what it feels like. You already know what it feels like. You won't have curiosity for that in the future. You got it out of the way. Almost like you got it out of your system. Let's say you have a problem with smoking. Problem with marijuana. Okay. And you're able to break that cycle. You know what it's like. You may have been doing it at a time where you didn't have as much. And let's say you were someone that never did it at all. And you get to a point where your net worth is quite high. And you have things that, or people that count on you, that depend on you. And you end up picking up some weed. You may not know how to handle that. You may not know that feeling before. It may take control. So maybe reframe that within your mind and say, hey, I know how that feels already. I don't need to live that again. Or I know what to expect. I know how to remain responsible while still enjoying myself. You do not need to take the path that I am going to take, of going purely sober, purely disciplined. I have a personal goal and calling within myself to achieve physical, spiritual, and mental excellence to the best of my ability. And within my path and within my own personality, I don't think I should be allowed any slip-ups. I don't think I should be allowed those times. And some people, oh, enjoy your life, do this and that, and oh, you deserve it. And I do not. I do not think that I do. I think, therefore I am. I think that I already had that. I think I already had those times of enjoyment and wasting time, or, you know, I can enjoy my time in other ways. I personally do not need that anymore. Maybe when I'm 40, maybe when I'm 45, maybe when my life has already been made. Maybe when all my systems are already functioning upon themselves. Maybe when I take a month-long vacation after a year or two of discipline. Maybe then I'll have a little cigarette. However, to me, that seems counterintuitive, especially in this stage, at least because the pathways can reopen. The pathways can reopen like that. So for my sake, I mustn't for a good while. And the whole lesson of all this is just welcome to the journey. Welcome to my journey. I hope I can benefit you or inspire you. Feel free to reach out, talk to me. I'm not a Hollywood type of person. Even when I end up having a following and clients and this and that, I will absolutely always do my best to talk to people who reach out, talk to people who struggle, talk to people who are in the same situation as I am. And this is going to be a long one. However, I think that is necessary right now. Never be afraid to reach out to me. I lead with my heart. My heart chakra is what leads me throughout my energetic system. We all have something that leads us. Love leads me. The cuckoo clock going off. Maybe that's time. It's 11 a.m. here. I got work in 2 hours. I'm still at the grocery store, working full time, learning to trade. I've been trading hard. I'm gassed. Keep myself in shape, keep myself healthy. It's like doing all these things at once is tiring. It's very tiring. And I kind of see myself as a psycho in that way. If I have been a psycho in certain aspects of my life, I can psychotically go through this as well. Quit absolutely everything. Hold myself to a very high standard now. A standard that is 5 times greater than I held myself to last year. While working full time, while learning a new skill. Well, not new, I've been kind of in that for the past 2 or 3 years, but really taking it seriously and discipline and learning and actually getting up on time and learning from my mistakes and keeping an actual journal, not necessarily every day, but at least where I can learn from my mistakes. And while also trying to pursue this. And also pursuing other things. And having other ideas. My problem is grounding. Keep myself grounded. And that is what I got to do. While I go through this stage of transition to keep myself grounded and be graceful, I literally laid in bed a little extra more than usual today. Meditated. Scrolled a little bit. But it didn't feel like I was wasting time. It did, because there's that survivalistic instinct in the back of my head that itches like, you need to be doing this. You're wasting time. You're falling behind. But I was falling behind for years, technically. I can look back and derive many things that are actually very beneficial from them. Traps that I fell into that I will not fall into again. Women or types of people that I interacted with that I will never interact with again or let close to me. See, that is the power of reflection. Instead of getting down on yourself and saying, wow, I wasted so much time, I don't have it, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I can look back and say, no, I'm glad that I went through those things. And so what if I wasted that time now? Now I'm sitting here in front of you saying that I'm doing this and I will do this. And I will take those lessons of the past and I'm going to apply it to myself and make myself like iron, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. I'm currently fasting. I do it on the full moons. Spiritual excellence comes with that. And for the first time in a while, I feel like I can articulate myself in a very smooth and natural way, connected to who I am. And it all aligns. It all aligns. And whether you are someone who wants to achieve in your life, or someone who just wants to find peace, or someone who wants to get out of the darkness, It is all very possible. It is all accomplishable. If that is even a word, I don't care. Achievable. You can achieve it. Whatever your mind sees, you can create. You may not be the next Jeff Bezos. You may not be the next Elon Musk. And why the hell would you even want to be like them? They do not lead good lives. They do not lead lives which I would be proud of myself. It is all about what you want, what you see in your mind. Do you want a family? Do you want to be a father? Do you want to be a great mother? Do you want to have a great career? Do you want to build a great body? Do you want to feel healthy? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to give back? Do you want to get to a point in your life where you want to give back? Do you want to open up an animal sanctuary? Do you want to open up a grocery store? A smoothie lounge? Who knows? Step by step, you will achieve that. We underestimate what we can accomplish in a year and overestimate what we can accomplish in a day. And I am one of the biggest perpetrators of that. Especially in the past where I have had these 1 week where I'm bang, 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 banging it out, going crazy. And then another week, and the week after, I'm just not doing shit. Sitting on my ass. Or not doing things as intense as I could have been. Or that I was. Honing your fire in the sense of learning yourself. Learning your fire. And not burning out too quickly. Look like you have this cup of tea. I can chug this cup right now, pour it on the ground, or I can sip it slowly. What will benefit me the most? I pour it on the ground, well, I just fucking wasted it for no reason. Give it to someone who doesn't like tea, they take a sip, they spit it out. Now I can't drink it, they just drank out of it. I wasted it. I chugged this tea. I didn't have time to enjoy it, to taste it, to reflect and breathe while I have this tea. And that is a testament to life as well. Living in the fast lane and giving into quick dopamine sources may be fun. It may be very enjoyable, and you may love it for a while. But I've realized that in the past year has been the reflection and the adjustment, the realization of, wow, I have been putting myself through some hellish situations. I have been damaging myself mentally and physically. And once you get away from that, the damage starts to show. It actualizes, and then you must heal. You might have put a cover over a wound, and then when you remove that cover, now you can see the wound. And it hurts. Ooh, it stings. It's a little infected too. Yuck. So that means you got to do the work. You got to heal. And that is where I'm at right now, the healing process. Healing my nervous system. Just last night I was meditating and I got to a point where I can really feel myself pulling away from the past. Slamming the door of the old and opening the door of the new. I love you very much. I appreciate you. I wish you the best luck and the best safety upon this journey, whatever that means to you. This is Yuhi, or Kieran here, with Yuhi Wellness. I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to be here for a while. And I will show you my journey and document this. This will be number 1. Sage mode. Feel my eyes changing already to frog eyes. It's a weird feeling, it is. True growth and reflection and change and I will help you. I will help those out there who have been in the same situation with these messages. Have a beautiful rest of your day, your week. Stay strong out there. Stay grounded. Stay peaceful. And do not buy into the media. Stay on your path, my dear. See you later.